My video for December the 29th, 2018, video number 2949, is entitled 2018 Ending, a time of re-examining my life. With the untimely death of my first cousin, coupled with my reflections on 2018 coming to an end, I have been especially introspective. Has my life made a difference? Have I at least come close to fulfilling some of what I thought was my life's mission, my purpose? Have I made the right choices at those challenging times when I was between the proverbial rock and a hard place? I hear many say we should only live in the present, since that is all we really have. We cannot change the past. Is that really true, or is time fluid? Is everything really just an illusion, or worse, a delusion? As I look back at all the times I read the Bible through year after year, I wonder how I could have been so stupid not to see some of the more glaring inconsistencies contained in what I believed was the Word of God. Obviously, that God was insecure, even admitting jealousy. Worse than that, this God advocated murder. Yes, I'm going to share what I read yesterday, Bible quotes that seem so insane now, yet I glossed over them in my earlier life. I guess I have to admit that I was not as smart as I thought I was. In fact, I was really blind to so many things. Yes, I have really been going through the throes of all sorts of emotional discontent and thoughts that just challenge every foundation that I thought I was building my life on. I read an article that was sent to me. If the Bible were law, would you qualify for the death penalty? And it was written by a lady named Valerie Tarico, who was like me and like so many of us, raised as a fundamentalist Christian. She went on to reiterate various things that qualified for the death penalty in the Bible. And they're all quotes from Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus. Let's see, are there any numbers? I don't see any from Numbers. Those three books that I just named, it seems like that's all of the quotes from three of the first five books of the official Bible, as in the King James Version. You could be put to death for cursing your parents. If you didn't do what they wanted you to do, they could say this is an unruly child and take you out to the city square or whatever and have you stoned. If you worked on the Sabbath day, you could be put to death. In fact, it says whoever does any work on the Sabbath day shall surely be put to death. That's Exodus 31:15. And I'm not going to name all of the actual texts, but premarital sex for girls only. If a woman is raped and she's in the city and she doesn't cry out so that people would come to her rescue, supposedly, she should be raped. But if she's in the country and there's nobody there to hear her, then only the man should be put to death. Disobedience. If you're disobedient to your parents, you can be put to death. If you worship any god but Yahweh, you should be put to death. Witches should not be allowed to live. Wizards, and the article says epileptics, migraine sufferers, schizophrenics. Anyone that has a familiar spirit or is a wizard shall be put to death. They shall stone him with stones, and their blood shall be upon them. Loose daughters of the clergy. The daughter of any priest, if she profane herself by playing the whore, she profanes her father. She shall be burnt with fire. Girls who are raped within the city limits. If a girl who was a virgin, gay, anyway, it goes on and on. Blasphemers shall be put to death. Anyone who tries to deconvert Yahweh worshipers, if anyone secretly entices you, even if it is your brother, your father's son, or your mother's son, or your own son or daughter, or the wife you embrace, or the most intimate friend, saying, let us go and worship other gods, you shall surely kill them. Your own hand shall be the first against them to execute them. Any man who lies with another man, as he lies with a woman, both have committed an abomination, and they shall be put to death. So homosexuality is a death penalty in the Bible. Adulterers, any man that commits adultery, shall be put to death. It goes on. Men who lie with beasts or have sex with animals. That's perverted in my mind too, but the death penalty for it? The death penalty of this jealous, angry, vengeful God is all over the first 5 books. I named 3 of them in the Holy Bible. Holy what? It's wholly deceptive, because though it contains truth, it also contains a lot of ridiculous lies and commands, even abominations. It commands murder based on somebody else's opinion or judgment. Folks, we need to wake up. As I re-examine my life, I invite each of you to re-examine your life. What is the foundation that you've built your life upon? As I've said in other videos recently, I have a whole lot of clergy strewn throughout my family tree, especially on the male side. Not so much my mother's side, but my father's side, a lot of ministers. And I felt called to be a minister myself. And I preached in a lot of churches. And I've given lessons and lectures and Hindu and Buddhist things, and even Messianic Jewish synagogues. I've been part of discussion groups and stuff like that. I've been part of it all. This has been my life, folks. I've had the imam of the Muslims come and teach at my house, and the women come and give their side of the story as to why they cover their faces. So many things to explore, to examine. And I encourage you, as 2018 draws to a close and we will begin 2019, examine your life and your beliefs. Do they serve a higher good? Or do they just simply give you an ego trip that makes you feel like you're superior to everybody else, like your way is the only right way? That's insane, folks. That's so insane. Because every one of us has different life experiences that shape and form our perception of reality. And we need to change our perception of reality if we're going to survive as a human culture. We need transformation. And we need to re-examine where we've been, what we've done, and how we're going to change things for the better, hopefully with the help of an actual creator. And I'm not even so convinced there even is one anymore, and I hate to even say that. Thank you for listening, and namaste.